Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest. We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it? He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Yo. What up, YouTube?
Bang.
Talk to me. Happy Friday. How is everybody feeling, man? I hope you got home safe. No road rage, no drama. You got your mind clear. You ain't got no negativity on you, and if you do, get it off you. It's the weekend, man. It's time to kick back, relax. We got some stuff to talk about tonight. We didn't do the open mic, but we got something else that we want to cover. And honestly, when I first heard about this, I was already like, yeah, it's about to get real. Elon Musk called out Donald Trump. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Sydney. Sydney's the one who put me on to this. I wasn't even paying it no attention. I get a message sent to me, and I'm looking online, and I'm like, oh, hold on a second. It's a tweet from Elon himself saying, well, oh, yeah, your boy, the one that y'all voted for, the one that y'all was so pressed to get in office, yeah, your boy was doing some things with Mr. Epstein on these tapes, and that's why it didn't come out. I got a video I'm gonna play. It's like 3-4 minutes. For those who haven't seen it, or where this is stemming from, we got a lot to cover. This is going to be interesting. Shout out to my poets, my writers, my content creators. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to Jason. Shout out to Desperado. We about to cook. I got a lot to say. I don't even know where to begin. I'm going to play the video first, but I'm going to bring Sydney up here. I'm going to let her introduce herself, get her bars off real quick. she's the reason why we're having this discussion in the first place. So, Miss Sydney, what's up?
Hello. How are you?
I'm splendid. I'm splendid.
I'm quite excited for this discussion.
Yes, yes.
I also have a new friend. I got him on Thursday.
Okay, okay. All right. That's what's up. That's what's up.
He's a bit mad at me because he's shedding and he doesn't want to be held, but I'm giving him a chance to kind of get to know me. So as long as I don't touch him, he's okay. But if I try and pet him, he's like, excuse me. Hi. You want to say hi? Listen. Here, go downstairs. I'm going to do my show today. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Sydney, and I'm a environmentalist, a writer, and obviously I do the podcast all the time. And yeah, I'm really excited to have this discussion. I also have some political poems to share as well, if we want to.
I'm with it. I'm definitely with it. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring the clip up. I'll let it run through, and we'll go from there. Is there anything that you want to say before I play it?
No, I'll definitely be able to say it once we watch the video.
Gotcha.
Pointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
I'll make sure I remind us all to the beginning. All right. Now, I'm just going to let it run all the way through, folks, and then we'll just jump into it afterwards.
Disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
He was sitting alongside the German chancellor, but President Trump had a lot more to say today about billionaire Elon Musk, who has been bashing Trump's signature bill all week.
He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody, and he never had a problem until right after he left.
False. This bill was never shown to me even once, Musk spat back as he rebutted his former boss in real time with a flurry of posts on his social media site, X. Bankrupting America is not okay, he wrote. Kill the bill.
It goes to very special people. And
the very public falling out comes just 6 days after Trump handed Musk a key to the White House, and 4 months after the two declared their bond unbreakable.
I love the president. I just want to be clear about that.
I don't care about that.
I know. I love the president.
You love the president.
I wanted to find somebody smarter than him. I searched all over. I just couldn't do it.
But Musk, who Trump hired to cut spending, has been railing against what he calls the big ugly bill. It's estimated that the bill's mix of tax cuts, Medicaid cuts, and border security measures will add $2.4 trillion to the federal deficit. And Musk isn't the only conservative who wants changes.
My response to Mr. Musk is that, I feel you pay.
Elon's, I think, saying things that a lot of the American people feel. It's like, what are you doing?
The bill is incredible.
But Trump suggested today that Musk, whose last day was Friday, is just having separation anxiety.
People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly, and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it.
Such ingratitude, Musk responded. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. The spat went beyond policy and into the personal when, without presenting evidence, Musk posted this about the president and the late Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted child sex offender. Time to drop the really big bomb. Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason, he said, that they have not been made public.
And so far, Trump has not responded to that accusation. But Nancy, what is the fallout expected to be here?
Well, Maurice, Musk is already warning Republicans tonight that he's going to be around long after Trump leaves office and that he could use his massive war chest against anyone who disagrees with him. And if Trump really does decide to cancel SpaceX contracts, that is going to have a major impact not only on the company, but on the U.S. space program as well.
And Nancy, where does this leave the bill that started all this?
John, all the attention is causing more and more conservatives on the Hill to say they need to add more spending cuts to the bill. But the problem is if they try to cut Medicaid even deeper, that could end up turning off moderate Republicans. And so the president had been urging them to just try to pass this bill without making any changes, but that is looking less and less likely.
So you got to update, and actually just to kind of give y'all further heads up, Trump did respond, and all he basically said was that Elon is just a bitter child, pretty much, that is upset that he's no longer here in the administration, and he's mad because I messed around with his toy cars. And like, honestly, I saw this coming. I did.
Low-key, we all if you're on the blue side, you definitely saw it coming.
Yeah, seriously. Where do you want to start first?
Well, first, I should say, I am absolutely loving all of these posts and memes of people saying, so when Elon and Trump get divorced, who's getting custody of JD Vance? I've been cracking up at those, talking about them as if it's like a custody battle. And I even posted on one of them, I was like, well, they make the Kardashians' marriages look normal. I actually just looked. Trump just responded 3 minutes ago. He said that he is too busy working on foreign affairs and foreign policy that he hasn't had time to think about Elon Musk after what he said. As his direct quote, I've been so busy working on China, Russia, Iran, I'm not thinking about Elon. I just wish him well. And then he opted not to attack his advisor turned adversary and said the report sounded unfair. So I feel like that's just his way of trying to be like, oh no, it's nothing. Don't bother investigating. There's nothing to see here. Not at all. Like, honestly, it just kind of indicates to me that he's probably guilty.
Oh, he's absolutely trying to brush it under the rug. But that's what politics do. Pretty it up and oh no, you didn't. We're just having a little spats. It's going to go away in a few days. Nothing to see here. Just carry on with your life. Okay, yeah. Nobody makes a post like that and it's just going to get ignored. You tripping, sir.
Mm-hmm. And people are also saying that if Trump and Elon Musk went head to head, Elon Musk would probably win because, one, he's more mentally competent, I think, than Trump is. He's arguably smarter, even though I hate calling him that. And he also is far richer than Trump is. I think Trump is like 100 millionaire, but Elon Musk is obviously a billionaire. Also, Trump has more to lose, arguably. Even though I have been hearing rumors, I don't know if they're actually going to do anything with this, but Steve Bannon, I think. Yeah, Steve Bannon was telling Trump and politicians that if they find out that it's true about his drug use, they're going to try and deport him, which I find ironically hilarious.
I know, right? But I mean, the man's been guilty for multiple things for the last couple.
Which one?
I know. It's like, damn, just pick something out of a hat.
Mm-hmm. And then also the reason why I have no doubt in my mind that the Epstein thing is true. Trump already has what, 3 to 5 like allegations against him from other women of him mistreating women, and the way he comments on children. Like, I think it was his inauguration, or at least one of his events. There was a bunch of little girls. They were like 5, maybe 7 years old, all little cheerleaders. And for the entire inauguration, all the speakers, everyone that was there, the only thing he commented on was the girls and how amazing they were and how cute they were and how they looked. I'm like, that is weird. Like, don't talk about girls like that. Oh my God. And on live TV and stuff. Like, I also 100% believe that he has dementia with the way he talks, with the way he thinks. If you compare 2016 Trump to now, there's definitely a decline in his health. Obviously, they're not going to reveal anything about that unless something seriously goes wrong, even though there is a theory going around that he did have a health event, because like a couple, I think it was the last like 2 weeks up until maybe like the last couple days, he was disappeared for like 2 weeks and nobody knew where he was, what he was doing. And so I've seen rumors that he had a health event and they were trying to cover it up and hide it. But I don't really know what has come of that yet. So I don't know if we'll actually ever know. But yeah, supposedly they're trying to hide the fact that he's not actually as healthy as he is.
When I first heard, when you sent that to me and I read the tweet, my first thought was, I'm not surprised. It's to the point to where you can pretty much put anything on Twitter and TikTok, and Facebook. They seem, it seems like they tell everything. YouTube, not so much.
YouTube censors a lot more.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, well, this is coming from his mouth. It's not like it's a troll account. This is actually his account.
Yeah. I mean, low key though, he is a troll. Anyways. I'm like, half his posts are just him trolling or being extra.
That's what I was getting at too.
I mean, technically both of them, because Elon Musk is known for just like commenting on random people's profiles, just be like, prove you wrong. Like, I'm better than you. Like, he's known for arguing with random people online, not even like consequential people. I think he just enjoys the attention.
I think that's what makes it like, damn, is he all right? This got national attention. So it's not like, all right, people are questioning if he's playing around or not. People are taking it serious. So now what? If I'm not mistaken, didn't Trump just open up those classified files for
JFK?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can do that, why can't you do it for this?
I joked with my mother-in-law earlier. I was like, watch, we're going to find out that Fred Trump shot Kennedy.
Yeah. If I wasn't already in pre-drink, I probably would have spit some of that out. Seriously, people been wondering what happened with the JFK thing for decades. You brought that to our attention. People have been talking about this Epstein thing for the longest time, and it's like, all right, well, can we kind of clear the air on this whole Epstein thing? Like, how much do we really know about him and why his name is so prominent in people's discussions?
Let me check what he is. Oh my god. The description online, he was an American financier and child sex offender. That's the first sentence in his description. Yeah, he had a career as a financier, and now he has a career as a... I mean, he would have had a career as a criminal in jail, but now he's just dead. Yeah, so I guess he was a financial person.
I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't really know too much about the brother. I know anytime I heard Jay-Z name, Beyonce name, or some Hollywood person, I would hear people say they were part of Epstein's Island. They went to Epstein's Island. And then I went and Google searched Epstein's Island. I didn't know that brother had money like that. I didn't even know he had all that property. And then I'm starting to think about the Hollywood talks about how these folks be doing blood sacrifices and eating. They be eating children to stay young.
Worshipping the devil.
Yeah, all that crazy, weird shit, and just like, all right.
I remember when Hillary Clinton was running in 2016, and I think even before that, because I remember hearing it on the news when Obama was president too, where the Republicans were always talking about the cabal, which was supposedly this like child abuse ring, and they swore up and down that the Democrats were involved and they were doing this and blah 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 blah. And now I'm like, maybe y'all are the ones that are doing the cabal thing, and you were just saying it was the other person, you know, point fingers so nobody looks at you. But once all this started coming out, I'm like, maybe they did know some stuff and they were just trying to evade scrutiny, and they were the ones running the cabal.
It could be very possible. You know, it always amazed me how people would keep files and footage of little things that they occupied their time with, like their little sick endeavors. And why are you keeping recordings of stuff like that? I'm not like, hey, if it gets you locked up or it puts eyes on criminals and their activities, I'm all for it. Go ahead, expose all of them. But it's, I don't know. The fetishes that some people have is crazy. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I really believe that Trump is a part of some of that stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if it went as far back as Reagan or even farther than that, because a lot of these people have been shifty people, and all of them come with I mean, a lot of the red side seems to come with a lot of hatred towards other people. So that you don't eat that here. But the fact that they're so not victim blaming, they're so like, oh, everyone else is bad, like look at everyone else, we're fine, like it's all of them, like all the LGBT people and all the Black people and Hispanic people, they're just taking advantage of us and blah blah blah, they want all the money. I'm like, no, y'all want the money. Like all you're doing is cutting all of the social programs and giving it to yourself. They've been doing it since Reagan and a little bit before that. But I personally would not be surprised if a large percentage of wealthy individuals, both politicians and celebrities, were involved with this. Because one, that dude had a giant yacht that he would have parties on all the time. He also, as you said, had that giant property that he's always doing stuff on. And there are pictures of Trump with young women on the boat. One of them was Ivanka. There was another one that they, based on the chronology of the photo, they think that she was about 16 or 17 potentially, just from the way that she looked. But they don't know for sure because I don't think she was from this country. I think she was like some sort of the like around Russia, Poland, like something around there. But I don't know if they've found anything else about her and who it is. But they've had plenty of pictures of Trump with women like that. And I mean, he's already a skeevy person. He cheated on his first wife with his second wife. He cheated on his second wife with his third wife. He cheated on his third wife with a bunch of people. So he obviously has no qualms about being a terrible person sexually. But yeah, I would not be surprised in the slightest if all of them were pointed out to be involved in this type of stuff. And I can imagine they've probably done worse.
Yeah. I think about this Diddy trial, and
We'll find barrels of lube in Epstein's house.
I'm serious. I'm expecting his name to come up at some point in this. I really am at this point.
Isn't Trump and Diddy also friends?
Yeah. All of them are connected. I was talking about something yesterday on the stream. I'm just saying everybody has their own social circle. I gave an analogy, and I was speaking about Zeus and Olympia, how the gods of Olympus.
No way. Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
I was looking it up because I was curious how Donald Trump knew Diddy. And as of May 30th, Trump is basically thinking about pardoning.
Oh, yeah.
What did they finish the trial, or is it still going on?
This is like day 17 or going on day 18 or something like that. Yeah, they still got a couple more weeks to go.
You know they have a lot of evidence when it takes that long.
Yeah, that's why I say eventually I think Epstein's name's going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
Ray J was on Tik Tok talking about he's about to leave the country. They better come and get him now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he was trolling or what, but nah, bro. You, Leonardo DiCaprio, all y'all that tried to go somewhere thinking that you were going to be protected by that country. I don't know. It's about to get dark for a lot of people.
I remember, I think it was 2024. I think it was the Met Gala. I remember a lot of similar rumors circulated about like the blood sacrifices and all this stuff. That what are they doing? Because I think it was like the first year that they didn't allow anyone except the like celebrities. They didn't let cameramen in. They didn't allow people to take pictures. They weren't allowing any filming. And so when that happened, a lot of people were like, what were you doing? Why wouldn't you want to be filmed if, like, supposedly the Met Gala is for fashion and whatever, but you don't want people to see it? You're only allowing people to see outside the event? That's suspicious.
Yeah. Yo, these people are so hilarious, man. All of them are perverse in their own ways, and we act as if they're not human beings. They're just like us. They're just rich. They got a little bit more money in their pockets. They just have to find other ways to entertain themselves. I'm going to say this. it might not be very popular, but I'm not in support of all of these tax cuts or this beautiful bill thing that they're trying to claim is going to save America. No,
The beautiful bill is dangerous. It takes away the rights of majority of Americans, rights to health care, rights to live their lives as they want to. There's a lot of anti-LGBT stuff in there. There's a lot of like indoctrination type stuff. They're trying to change what they teach in schools. Like there's so much to this thing. I think what they tried to do is make it so overwhelming that people wouldn't be able to go through the whole thing and understand what they're voting for. And I think did they pass it yet or not? I can't remember if they voted on it. Because I know Congress did, but Senate, we're still waiting. We were still waiting to, let me see. It's not good. They're basically trying to funnel all of the tax money to the rich people and then leave us with nothing.
Yeah. But that goes back to
they passed it. They passed it yesterday. Let's see. So here, let's see. What is in it? They are phasing out tax credits for clean energy. They are increasing tax deductions. They're increasing the child tax credit. They're raising the local tax deduction. So like I think that's once you make a certain amount over, then they tax you a certain amount. They also, God, as I was saying, this is so complicated. It's really hard to even understand all of the stuff that's within it. Let's see. They're deducting from seniors the pay that they get on their income. They are reducing the provisions for small businesses. They are allowing businesses to fully expand domestic research and development, which is not a good thing because usually when you go to other countries, it's a lot easier to defy human rights. You're able to treat them the way you want and not have as much pushback because a lot of those people in those countries that they choose are desperate for money because there isn't a lot of great infrastructure for them to rely on. But then also, since they are in another country, it's easy to not be seen while doing it. Like Americans aren't going to see them mistreating people, and so it's going to be out of sight, out of mind. Let's see. They are also reducing spending on food aid, including the SNAP program. They are changing the work requirements for food. So you now have to actually have work, I guess. They're changing the age from 54 to 64. They're also, let's see, they're reducing Medicaid by $700 billion. Let's see, no taxes on guns, no money for Planned Parenthood, mass deportation, more money for Trump, more money for the Pentagon, tax on universities, coming at people for student loans, more drilling, more mining, curbing fossil fuel, increasing fossil fuel use. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff.
I thought I'd pull up the explanation, or at least pretty much what it's explaining that it's supposed to be meant for, but
the AP News has a good rundown of that for anyone that wants to look it up. I think it's so insulting that they called it the big beautiful bill.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know how you come up with that
They're not creative.
at all.
And it's also, I'm guessing, an attempt at misdirection to make people think, like the people that aren't paying attention, oh, why wouldn't I vote for it? It's the big beautiful bill. Like, clearly you can't read. Oh, that's another thing. There have been at least 2 politicians that voted for this bill that admitted they never even read the bill, or they never read it completely. I'm like, if you are a politician and you are not reading the bills that you are voting for, leave. Get out of our government. You should not be in the government if you're not prepared to do the work that it takes. All the people that are willing to do the work need to replace these people that are not willing to actually investigate the laws that they're voting for. It's ridiculous. It's mind-boggling to me because it doesn't seem that bad because, at least in my circumstance, it's not affecting us yet as much. But I've read about this type of stuff for so long. I've been interested in stuff about the Great Depression and politics, and I've studied German history quite a lot, so I'm well aware of the methodology and the similarities between what's happening then or what's happening now with what happened then. And it's weird because I feel like I'm watching everything that I read happen in front of me. And I'm like, is this really happening? Like, people actually allowed this to happen? And I think because I had that advanced knowledge of it, to me, it's so hard to understand people that aren't paying attention. Like, I always expected that people would be politically aware because, like, it's their country. Why wouldn't you want to know the laws? Why wouldn't you want to know what's happening? But there's so many people that are just like, oh, it doesn't affect me, so why do I have to care? Like, I don't need to vote. We had record lack of turnout with Trump's election. And personally, I think that's why he won, because we had so many independents and middle of the road people that, or people that just straight up was like, I'm not voting, that it allowed him to have the edge. If the people that voted independent voted for her, or the people that didn't voted for her, she would have won. For, like, it was such a sliver of a margin. And to be honest, I've been hearing investigations into it, and they're finding that it's very likely he did tamper with evidence. Not evidence. He did mess with the election. There was likely some involvement with other countries. So, yeah, it's really surreal that all of this is actually happening to us. And it happened so quickly. Like, literally last year we had a normal country. And now we're looking at 1936. Oh, man.
I don't know what you call normal, but maybe my brain is a little rotted from all the social media stories that I follow. If you're doing what I be doing, then you know what I'm talking about. I'm constantly seeing a bunch of pedophilia and
lots of people are being exposed for that now. Like, everything from pastors to businessmen to politicians.
Yeah. So that's why I say I don't know what you consider normal, but yeah, let's see if we can paint a picture here. So Trump gets exposed for being a part of this cult.
Mm-hmm.
What happens next? How do we get these tapes put out? People have been asking for this for years. We want to see the footage.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's there. We know it's being concealed. Why is it taking so long for any of it to be shown to the public? Which is one of my questions. Like, first of all, he's dead. Is there a law that says you can't open up my stuff after I'm gone? Is there like, I'm seriously wondering how is it that we can try to track and trace Tupac in Mexico, and we have all of these videos of a doppelganger version of him and this, that, and the third, and you digging into but you can't play a video, or you refuse to keep us from seeing what's on there. Like,
that tells me there's a lot of people that are notable involved in that. If there's that much of an effort to hide what's all of that, I guarantee there's more than just Trump in there.
Oh, guaranteed. And Mr. Sean Combs is proof of it right now as we speak.
I'm also excited to see what Anonymous brings. I'm like, imagine what would be crazy to me, and I'd enjoy it so much, if Anonymous had different evidence than Elon Musk had. So then we all have these different parties, like, you did this, and you did this, and you did all of these things. So it will be nice to see people coming at him from all sides, because it's kind of starting to happen. We have a huge movement within the Democrats and the Republicans that are not happy with what's happening. They've had impeachment proceedings, or like they've filed the impeachment papers. They're investigating him for tax fraud. They're investigating him for Russia. They're investigating him for S crimes. They're investigating him for what's the other one? I think like tax evasion and stuff like that. And I think he's gotten in trouble for tax evasion before. I know his dad has. But this is a whole, like, I don't know if you ever heard Mary Trump talking. Mary Trump, for those of you that don't know, is the basically black sheep of the family. She's the cousin, or like second cousin, I think, of Trump. And she is a professional. She studies psychology. She wrote a book on who Trump is, his mental state, where it came from and stuff. And she talked about how awful Trump's parents were. Like, Fred Trump was a horrible person. And he also was known for exploiting workers and not paying people and being shifty and bankrupting companies just for money and like all sorts of stuff. Because if I remember correctly, if you bankrupt a company, you can get like tax benefits from it because it's a loss. And so you can get money back, or you don't have to pay as much taxes. So they would bankrupt their businesses. That way they could just chop off parts of their taxes. There's all sorts of loopholes that these people use. But yeah, Trump's dad was awful. And then his mom was just emotionally vacant. She was not there. And as we've all talked about with Jason, if you have kids that are raised by parents that are either aggressive or vacant, you're going to have somebody with huge self-esteem issues and all sorts of social issues. And that's literally what we're seeing right now. He has so many different social issues. He says things that are inappropriate. He's obviously not a safe person to be around. And he's like, oh my God, there's just so much to say about him. What does he have, like 40 lawsuits or something against, or 74 against him?
That's y'all boy. And to be honest with you, it's our fault anyway. See, I'm not a left or right person. I ain't a Dem or a Republican. I am just strictly for the people. Right, wrong, and indifferent. I don't really do the political stuff because that to me is just designed to keep people separated.
He was charged with 88 felonies, and he was found guilty for 34 of them. But
Sensation.
he became president anyways because they said that it was easier, I guess. Like, I don't even remember what reason they gave, but they basically were like, yeah, he did, but he's still gonna be president because he got voted for. Like, what? Imagine if a teacher was found for, like, doing stuff to the kids or something, like being abusive to the kids, and they're like, well, we still need the teachers, so you might as well just stay.
That's just crazy, man. That's how I felt about it too. It's like you practically had him in handcuffs and you still gave him a job. So that's like at this point, then anybody should be able to get hired. And I mean anybody, because technically, if somebody was convicted of a crime and they served a sentence and they've been in there for a year, 2 years, they shouldn't have no problems going to McDonald's or going to Domino's or Pizza Hut and getting hired at all.
I double checked, and it says the reason why, despite his felonies, he was allowed to be president was because there's nothing under federal law or in the U.S. Constitution that prevents a felon from leading the nation. That needs to change.
All right. Now we have a problem. How does that happen? Where does that even make sense?
It's probably because the Constitution has been unchanged for so long that at the time they didn't have a way to describe that. Like, the idea of a felon wasn't exactly a thing back then, because most of the time, if you were a criminal, probably were going to get killed either in the jail or in real life. Like, it was a lot more common for people to be killed for their crimes, and it was also a lot more common for jails to be so dangerous that people would die very quickly in them as well. Like, I know Trump wants to make Alcatraz a new prison, and there's a reason why Alcatraz is not a prison anymore. The water is unsafe to drink. There's no, like, plumbing, and then there's also mold issues. There's infestations in there. I think it, like, leaks. The inside the prison leaks. The temperature control is really bad, and it's not, like, that's a lot of effort to get something that's currently a heritage or, like, some sort of, like, preserved site, one of those, like, historical sites that you're not allowed to, like, do anything with. So I'm like, there's so many hoops to jump through just to get that established as a prison. Like, why do we want to do that? He keeps saying, like, oh, when America was great and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that was like 1934 or 7 that it closed, I think. Let's see. It closed in... Oh, wow. Oh, wait, no, that's a case. Let's see. History of Alcatraz on eBay. Like, no thanks. It's 1963. It closed. Oh, it opened in 1934. That's what it was. That's when Al Capone was there in the 30s.
I was trying to pull up one, but the one that I'm thinking of, I can't remember the pronunciation of it, but it's like in a foreign country, and I'm gonna tell you right now, they don't care about plumbing. They don't care about the quality of water. They don't care about none of that.
They don't care about people. They care about money.
This place, this prison, this specific one that I remember, the people sleep on top of each other, next to each other. They sleep in their feces and that. So I say all that to say, like, as far as Alcatraz, them folks that's where they are, they would give anything to be in that. So I guess Trump has a heart. He wants to give them a little comfort, I suppose. But there's countries that don't give two tails about your comfort. There's people who have lost their feet, that's lost their hands because the conditions are so bad, the air quality is so bad.
They get infections and gangrene and stuff.
Right, exactly.
And the food's not like healthy. A lot of it's, or at least the way prisons are now, they give them like Everest. Stop. They give him low quality food. They give him, oh my gosh, these kids. They don't take care of them. Like with prisoners, they basically are people with no rights, because even if you've committed a minor crime, you're going to be treated differently for the rest of your life. It's very, very hard to live a normal life after you've been to jail. That's why so many people end up back in jail, because, or prison, I should say, because sometimes they're more comfortable. Like if you've been in jail for a long period of time, sometimes you're more comfortable in the jail environment than you are in the outside world. And so I've actually heard of people reoffending just so they could go back in prison and have that structure that they had at the time. But it's crazy that we have a felon as a president when people will get rejected for jobs for far less. Like, oh, speeding ticket? No, I don't know if that's actually true, but that'll be kind of funny. But people will like, oh, you had this one arrest when you were 18. Like, I know you're 40, but sorry, we can't have that on your record. So, like, I'm pretty sure having any felony bars you from jobs working with children, jobs working with money, jobs working in like information management and stuff like that, particularly if your crimes are like related to that. And this administration is just giving them more of an excuse to hurt people and take advantage of the weakest, not condescendingly, but the least protected individuals. That's why they're going for the immigrants first, because they're the easiest to go for. They're going to LGBT because it's easy to go after them, because parts of the population already don't support that. We are seeing an increase in hatred towards people of other ethnicities, even if they aren't, even if they are American. I've heard of professors that work here getting threatened with deportation just because they talk about Trump or they teach about like pro-Palestine stuff or other ideologies that they don't like, or the pro-life movement and all of that they're trying to push for. Yeah, they're basically trying to go after every single group of people, every minority they can, to extract as much as they can out of it.
What would it mean to the United States, to the country, to our Congress, to our government, if these files were to come out and everything is put on the table, names get exposed, the people who are involved get exposed? How would this impact us moving forward in the future?
Well, I think one of the key things is who is in it and how many are in it. I think if it's a larger group of people and it's apparent that it's a politician, I feel like it could go either way, where if there's a lot of people, you're more likely to get a prosecution because there's so many of them, there's so much evidence and stuff like that. But I could also see it being a situation where they're like, especially with the government we have right now, I could also see them being like, oh, it's too complicated. It's too much work. We should just proceed as if it didn't happen. Like, I could also kind of see them trying to do something like that. But there's some politicians that I do not think would let that happen. Like Alexandria and Jasmine. They're definitely going to go for the throats of whoever is involved with this criminal organization. I mean, that's really what it is. Organized whatever he was doing. I think, though, this might hopefully, this results in law changes. So the next is, if we get another election, they'll hopefully pass a law that you can't be president if you're a felon, you can't be a politician if you're a felon. And frankly, I really think that any politician should not be allowed to invest or like have their finances while they're in office. Like, they should only have that presidential salary and should not be allowed to be a billionaire while they're in office and utilize their money to do whatever they want. I really think we need to rein in all of these abilities that rich people have to commandeer everything and take everything from anyone and basically just use their money to bully as many people as possible. I don't know if you heard about this recently, but J.K. Rowling, the writer of the Harry Potter series, she is extremely homophobic and extremely anti-immigrant, anti-Muslim, she's a very hateful person. And she recently, she's a billionaire. I didn't know that, but she's a billionaire. I recently found out that she is starting an organization that's dedicated to making people not like LGBT communities, to basically put her money towards forcing them out, forcing them to be normal, and like advocating against that. So it's sad because I think it's a rich people thing. There's a lot of psychology to support that, where if you make more than $250,000, I think, it starts to change your personality. It makes you less honest. It makes you less generous. It makes you less socially constructive. Like, you're going to be less likely to support community stuff. You're less likely to engage with community members because you're going to be kind of off on your own, doing your own thing. And if you have that much wealth, at a certain point, you're going to have everything that you want. Like, you can literally buy whatever you want. If you want a pool, you can get it. If you want like peacock, you can get one. Like, if you have money, you can get whatever you want. And again, that changes your personality. It makes you care about people less. And that's what we're seeing. We have people that do not care about other people except for their own families, and arguably not even their families. And they're just trying to milk us for everything we have with no consideration for the effects that it's going to have for generations. This is not going to be next president will fix this and we'll go back to normal. Like, this is going to be a multi-generational fight. This is going to be very similar to what we saw in the late 40s through the 70s. We're going to see a lot more people taking to the streets. We're going to see a lot more people protesting, boycotting, cutting off companies, showing who we do and don't support. So that, in that sense, gives me hope, because it does seem like a lot of people are aware of what's happening. But it's still a scary thought that all of these rich people can do whatever they want and get away with it just because they have money.
I should be the next president. There, I said it.
Vote for you.
I'll help y'all out.
It's funny because for a little bit of time when I was like late high school, early college, I did consider, I'm like, I should run for president. That would be cool. And then now that I see what it's like, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I would much rather be like an activist, a speaker. Like my dream would be to do like a TED Talk. That would be so cool. I love that type of stuff, but I don't think I could handle being president, but I don't think he can either. He doesn't seem like he's handling the presidency well either, especially because it cracks me up how offended he gets, and he posts these like super long ranting paragraphs on Truth Social about all these groups of people and what they're doing to him and how miserable he is and hurt. Like both him and Elon. Like Elon Musk is a crybaby. He's like, people don't like me. People are buying my Teslas.
Like, bro, how many people out here in the world do you think can afford that? Anybody? You got to be sniffing something. I don't know what y'all on. I'll tell you what, though, I don't think there should be the next president should be from the people. It should be someone who ain't got no connections in politics or nothing like that. Just wipe the slate clean completely and put somebody in there who's been down here in the trenches. That's how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see nobody who knows you and knows her and had dinner with this person. No. I want somebody who used to work at Denny's. I want somebody, yeah, like
somebody that understands what the average person is going through.
Exactly.
It's wild to hear people, super wealthy people, talk about the poor as if they're like lazy and mooching and greedy. Like, oh, they just want to sit home and like, if they just save their money and we're like, I'm a billionaire because I managed my money well. You are just poor because you didn't manage your money well. I'm like, how about people struggle because sometimes they don't get a good start in life. Sometimes they lose their job. Sometimes they have a medical event. Sometimes they're just disabled. Like, there's so many reasons why somebody wouldn't be able to work, but they act like we're these horrible people because we're asking the government for a little bit of help. And they're like, oh, you want money for food? We need to help the businesses.
Yeah, the nerve. That I can't remember this woman's name. I wish I had her speech. She went in on that whole council because it was basically a bunch of rich people trying to represent something that they know nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to discuss our future when you've never dealt with our present or our past? And she went in on them. I mean, she lit them up.
Was it Jasmine?
I
can see her doing that. That is her thing.
This was I don't know if that this was a black woman.
Yeah.
So it might have been her. It might have been her.
Jasmine Crockett.
Jasmine Crockett. Let me see if I see the face, I'll know for sure if it was her. because she went in.
Yesterday, she said she compared the Trump Elon Musk thing to the Real Housewives.
You know what? Yep, it was. Yep.
I figured because I love her. She's amazing. She called Marjorie Taylor Greene a blonde butch body bitch. But she didn't even say that it was her. She's like, if I were to talk to somebody like this, I would call her a blonde butch body. And that's exactly what Marjorie is. She's blonde, and she brags about her working out and stuff, even though she's skinny. But yeah, Jasmine is amazing. It's worth listening to her speak because she's very honest. And that's exactly what we need right now. She is very forward with the American people, and she'll say straight up what's happening. Like, there's so many politicians that pussyfoot around issues where they don't want to offend either side. So they're like giving a little bit to the other side, even if they're completely wrong, because they're like, oh, but there's still, we should still respect their opinion. I'm like, how about if they're trying to harm the human population? We don't give them any leeway. And that's why I like Jasmine and Alexandria, because they're honest with the American people about what's actually happening to the country, and they're actually doing something about it. Jasmine and Alexandria are behind the impeachment papers, and I believe they also were involved in the trials and stuff like that. But we need more people like this. I also appreciate that Walls and some other politicians that are, I'm trying to remember their names, but Walls is one. He was the one that was running for vice president. I love how much he's talking about it too, because his son is disabled. I don't know if he'd qualify him as disabled, but he has autism. And so he knows what the medical situation is like. And he was an average person. Him, his wife, they're all like normal suburb people. Like, they weren't ultra wealthy. They aren't involved with other countries. They aren't relying on business handouts and stuff like that. They're just real people. And that's what we need. We need people that understand what real life is actually like, because Trump and Elon Musk and whatever, they think it's flying in private jets and going to have lunch with political leaders and hanging out with celebrities and getting all their money because they can control everything. And just like that's exactly what Elon Musk did. He came in and he took all of our information. He got into the system, and now he has information on all American people. That's why he was in. That's my guess, is he came in because he wanted information. He wanted to find out everything that he could about the country, because I don't know what his plans are, but he's definitely doing something. Like, I don't know if he's doing it for himself or if he's partnered with another country and they're just trying to destabilize the country, but he has a plan. I don't trust him. Like, it's funny because I think I hate Elon Musk more than Trump, even though Trump is a bigger idiot. But Trump is almost so stupid it's endearing, which is weird to say. But like, watching him and all of his theatrics, it's always so like what's wrong with you? Like, what is going on in your head that you're saying the things that you do, and like on stage, like dancing with, I'm like, what is happening? Like, Obama would come on stage, that was it. Like, but man. Oh, and then JD Vance is just in the background, like, hey guys, I'm the vice president.
Sensational.
God forbid he becomes our president.
I know, right? Give us the tapes. I want to see the tapes.
Mm-hmm. Put it on what is it, TMZ? I don't even know if that exists anymore.
It's still out. I just saw it yesterday or the day before. They were talking about the Diddy trial with Brianna Bongola. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And she was talking about how her and Nancy was on drugs at one point. How she was scared of Diddy. He used to throw stuff at him and all that. He hung her over a 7-story.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was also thinking that one of the ways that they could reveal or do the trial or whatever they're doing, just have like Chris Hansen show up at the White House, like, hey, have a seat. Let's talk.
How dare you?
Like I'd watch that.
Just for that, I would too. I ain't gonna hold you.
To catch a politician.
Right. That would be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
They'd turn that into a cartoon by the next day. What's your verdict? Trump guilty or is he innocent?
The Diddy or the Epstein, guilty, 100%. No doubt in my mind. They were literally like they looked like best friends. The way that they hang out with each other and stuff like that. And I think Trump went on his jet at least 3 times that we know of, his private jet. And he was always hanging out at the pool. I don't remember who said this, but I remember reading an article talking about how Epstein always had these parties at his house. And it was him and Trump and some other people. But then it was like a bunch of women. And some of them, people have said, looked underage. Even though they said they weren't, they looked it. And so there's a lot of rumors that he would host underage girls at his house. So, and given all the pictures too, I completely believe that he's involved. And he's even like, there's a video with, I think it was 60 Minutes, where they're interviewing Trump about everything. And they're asking him like what he was going to be doing and stuff like that. And so they were asking him a couple questions and he was very emphatic, like, yeah, or no. And then as soon as they got to the Epstein question, he completely like, he shut down. Like, he was like, no, I don't know anything about that. And then he just moved on. And I was like, you talked to like, almost not extensively, but you talked about all of those other things, but then as soon as they asked you about Epstein, so to me, that was besides the fact that I already know his history and stuff, I already believed it. But once that part happened, I was like, yeah, he's 100% guilty. Psychologically, that was a telltale sign.
Yeah. I've seen people do stuff like that before. When you have those type of questions thrown at them, they can until you get to a certain point, and it's like, nope. This is where the train stops. I think he's guilty. I believe a good 90% of the folks that's sitting up there with them are probably a part of that stuff as well. Whoever has the actual tapes, they must be getting paid a pretty penny to keep that disclosed. I don't know. We'll see.
I look forward to the fallout, though. Like, as long as it's in her favor, if they all go to jail, like, oof, that would be sweet. I'd enjoy that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see. I know we're gonna get some more shots fired. I'm waiting to hear what Elon does next. I'm waiting to see what Trump does next. And the fact of the matter is, I guess.
Anonymous.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If we cared more about what was going on in our communities, we wouldn't have Trump as president.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bottom line.
He was hatred voting. Like, all of his people that voted for him had hate in their heart or had disillusionment. So, yeah, it's no coincidence that people that voted for him are kind of all the same type of people.
But I would have preferred Jasmine Crockett over if they had used Jasmine Crockett over Kamala. I think I don't know if she had any desire to run.
Oh, she does. People are already saying Jasmine 2028.
Oh, it's a wrap then. It's a wrap. Don't even. Yeah, let her run. It's definitely going to be on for real, for real. You're not going to be able to shut her up. And no, I can already see it.
And she says it like it is. I super appreciate that. I did like Kamala compared to Trump, but I wasn't a super fan of her. She kind of pandered to the other side. I kind of I know what she was going for, but I really wish she had a stronger stance on the beliefs that she was standing up for, because I think her, like, because she, for a while, because of what Trump was like, she'd be like, oh, he's doing that? Well, me too. Oh, he's doing that? Oh, yeah, us too. I think that kind of lost her a little bit of credibility, because people were like, you're literally pandering to these people. But I also would not be surprised if there was tampering with the election and she didn't, and she actually won, and they said that he won. But yeah, I would definitely love Jasmine. Like, Jasmine as president, and then Alexandria as vice president.
Kamala lost me when she had Megan Thee Stallion twerking on stage. Megan Thee Stallion put an innocent man in jail. If you support that, then you are already lost, as far as I'm concerned. How can you support that?
I mean, a lot of these people are supporting criminals. I mean, we've seen Trump pardon how many people for crimes? They are literally criminal supporters.
What you called them earlier, a criminal organization. That's exactly what it is.
Yep. A cabal, as they would like to say.
Yeah.
Because supposedly the Clintons were behind that cabal. That, like, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton were like exporting children from other countries to, like, sell them for money and fund their lifestyle or whatever. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not know about that.
I'll find something that talks about it and send it to you.
Appreciate that.
Because I remember my dad used to watch Fox News when I was a kid, before Fox News was the cesspit that it is. And I remember them talking about it during the Obama election, because I thought she was also considering running or something. I forgot why it came up with her, but But yeah, there's this whole belief that they were doing the same thing that Epstein was probably doing.
I guess I'm not surprised. I'm not. Well, I think that's it. Unless there's anything you want to add on.
Have a poem if you want.
Matter of fact, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, I'm gonna let you do your thing with that. I'll turn it over to you, and we'll go from there.
Would you rather have one that's like a rant or one that's more, I guess, a little bit more uplifting?
Huh. Let's go uplifting. It's Friday. I don't want to
Bring anyone down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. Where did you go? I just saw you. Okay. So it's called VEI 8. Just a tiny bit of background. VEI 8 is the largest type of volcanic eruption you can have, and the super volcano level, and that would change the entire world in an instant. So that's why I picked that name. All right. Flat on my face, like a screaming tea kettle, feeling sour heat emanate from this browbeaten sequel. Like an overstuffed pillow or jars choked on jam, seams holding my soundness of mind bow to the wake of an insolent kind. Writhing malaise, unruly chagrin, I yank at the iron of these old western bars. Watching my keeper, I suffer confined, blinking to cover tetchy reflections and eyes. Down on one knee, I preach to the space, frantically craving that my blisters of rage just boil away in the dying gray light. If only I release my sanctity to air, or say the right words in a flawless array, then these shameful quivers of angst and denial could maybe abate even just for a while. Steaming off solace like the depths of spiked drinks, yet like unfinished attics and carousel summers, the rage just repeats with every red letter. Where do I insert my coin in the slot to crack my ribs open and let it all out? To tear open hearts like an overnight gift or break through the hatred that festers unmarked. Watching the screams loudly designate fear, I desperately scramble to get out of here, while vexed and pockmarked and cratered in bed. We used to want all colors to matter, yet the black flags that fly now only aim to decry, donning some irony to cover their faces with gasoline language and matches in place. They teach of a gospel using distorted bent crosses, seeking square grins on the wicked men's faces. Nobody dares to poke the bear in its slumber, yet here we lay, biting our knuckles through a tyrannic cliff tumble. I'm breathing, I'm seizing. I'm breathing, I'm seething. My innards are calling, my hands can't forestall it, in biologic rejection of my national home. Our civility's Plinian moment has come on so fast, like ill-fated Amero, Myron, Pompeii. Burning concrete builds on our shoulders, blocking our hearts while stealing our faiths, trapping our souls into hollow blank casts that resembles the humans that we used to be. Now is our moment to erupt, to stay free.
Bang, 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 bang.
I also have a quick funny one if you want.
Do your thing. Do your thing. Go ahead and get to the files.
Okay. There it is. Okay. It's called Feeling Blue. I wrote this literally the day after when they announced Trump had been elected for president. Feeling blue. Waking up in the palms of an idiot, with a face and a mop of hair as blinding as his stupidity. Washed out and bleached, no substance left, deep in your depths where the soul may have slept. You knew it would not come to pass. You know by the stats this all would collapse. And lo, we find flashlights in our faces by the giddy and loud, brightly pointing teeth at bisected country roads, watching the sun evaporate in the dying blue skies. This cannot be. Please, do not sleep.
That was funny. I ain't gonna lie.
I love the beginning.
That was a night. That was the politest roast via poem I've heard ever.
That's what I try and do. I try and be as critical as possible, but with nice flowery language, so it doesn't look that bad.
Well, you did well. You did well. And I thank you for pulling up tonight. And shout outs to Light and Love. Shout outs to everybody that came through to have a conversation with us. Let them know how they can find you. Y'all already know where I'm at. Facebook, Twitter, IG, Rumble, Kick, fan base. I'm everywhere. So
Yes, I am obviously here Monday through Wednesday as well as Friday. And then I'm also on Blue Sky very frequently. That one's mostly my political content and jokes. And then I also have a Discord group for any poets or writers. So if you guys are ever interested in joining, you can come on in the chat and let us know. I always enjoy having poets to talk to. And then I also have if you're specifically a poet, I also am on All Poetry, which is a site dedicated to poetry, to post other people's work, and then they also post like historical works. So I'm on All Poetry as well. My name on pretty much all my sites is Squid Poetry. So, yeah, you'll be able to find me there.
You seeing it?
Sweet.
Curtis, you seeing it?
Well, look, hey, we about to get up out of here, man. Y'all have a blessed weekend.
Sunday's my birthday.
Oh, right. Okay, look. If I don't get a chance to rap to you, man, happy early birthday. I hope you enjoy yourself, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, be safe out there. Y'all have a blessed one. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. and 8. So yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Think that she could do that shit on her own? Like, you gotta make it make sense,
Gotcha.
bro. No. See, Shanita, no. I ain't gonna overtalk. No, my bad, bro. I'm sorry.